Hello and welcome to the weekly market wrap on Bloomberg Quint Live. Let's take a look at how the markets have done today and what they've done through the course of the week. I'm going to start off with today. It's turned out to be a positive session, and we've actually seen the markets move by as much as 1%. We have BPCL Indian Oil Corp right at the top with a good amount of strength coming in Titan in the last hour of trade. Specifically, GAIL and Vedanta also advancing in trade, with ONGC also up and about. And on the losing end, we do have a little bit of weakness in Indiabulls Housing Finance, Sun Pharma and Dr. Reddy's, but save for that, we don't really have too much going on in terms of momentum in losers. In fact, we only have 9 losers on the Nifty 50. What about the NSE 500? How have things panned out in the broader markets? And there you have it, another 1% up move. We have India Tourism Development show locked in upper circuit of around 20%. So keep an eye on that one. MMTC, Hindustan Copper Mangalore Refinery all advancing in trade. On the losing end, we have Indian Energy Exchange wilting under pressure, down 9%. Repco Home Finance and Walkhard, along with Glenmark Pharma, which has actually seen a brokerage downgrade today, is all down by around 3.5%. But let's move on and talk about how the week spanned out. Well, it's a week where we did see a lot of severe ups and downs, but eventually we ended the week with gains. Do remember, there's just 4 trading days this time. Yes Bank up 12%, BPCL, Tata Motors and Hindalco also advancing in trade. Of course, for BPCL, the bulk of the trade gains came in today itself. But on the losing end, some weakness in IT counters like Wipro and HCL Technologies, along with TCS, of course, and Z Entertainment also down 2.5%. Are we seeing the same trend in the broader markets for the week when it comes to the Nifty 500? Well, that should also be up on your screen, which should give you an idea of how things have panned out. We have 1.5%, and again, it's clearly India Tourism Development's week, considering it's gained as much as 56% through the course of the week. Walkhard was locked in upper circuit yesterday. It's good gained Jindal Stainless, Reliance Communications making a little bit of an up move. And on the losing end, we have once again Indian Energy Exchange, but largely on account of today's loss, Hathway Cable as well as Reliance Nippon under pressure. So those are just some of the stocks that have moved in. But let's also talk about the events that shaped the course and the trading through the week. So first up, on Monday, September 9th, we had State Bank of India, which announced the reduction of lending rates across maturities, and the second time in over a month. Next, on Wednesday, September 11th, reports came in that Blackstone Group may buy stake in Indiabulls Real Estate's commercial and leasing business assets for 4,420 crore rupees. Apple announced the new generation of iPhones with a treat for India. It is jumping into India's crowded film and TV streaming market with services cheaper than global brands like Netflix and Amazon. Next, Hong Kong Exchange has made an unexpected $36.6 billion bid for the London Stock Exchange. And on Thursday, we had a whole host of macro data come in, where India's industrial output rose at its fastest pace in 9 months, and July beating expectations, and consumer price inflation too came in at the highest in 10 months, thanks to rising food prices in urban areas. On the international front, the European Central Bank cut interest rates further below zero and will start open-ended bond purchases after President Mario Draghi overcame critics of his stimulus policies to make a final run at reviving the euro area economy. And finally, Alteco Capital India, a non-banking finance company backed by a set of marquee global investors, defaulted on interest payments to a Dubai-based bank. Well, these are some of the areas and some of the newsmakers through the course of the week. But let's take a look at what levels we can watch out for on the Nifty as we move into next week. Well, we have 2 weeks for expiry, of course, but for now, we do have maximum open interest around the 10,800 put. That remains, it has been the case for over the last few months. But on the higher end, it is the 11,200 call, which has max OI for now. So that's the 400-point range we are expecting the Nifty to move within, at least in the near term. Well, that said, what are the other events that are lined up next week that could perhaps have some impact on our markets? Well, on Monday, September 16th, we will have the wholesale price data for the month of August. And on Wednesday, September 18th, perhaps a little more important in terms of global developments, we will have the FOMC rate decision, where the Fed is widely expected to lower US interest rates in response to slowing global economic growth and muted inflation. So those are, well, perhaps the two more important events that we need to keep an eye on as we move into trade today. And of course, the way where we've seen markets come up, we're just going to have to wait and watch whether or not this recovery is here to stay. Well, on that note, it's a wrap on the markets, but there's lots more lined up. Stay tuned to Bloomberg Quint.